12 red flags in women. 12 signs you should walk away. And by the way, men and women both exhibit these signs. Number 1, unreasonable jealousy. Everybody has a right to be jealous to an extent in a relationship. Now you gotta ask yourself, did I do something to cause her jealousy? Or is she just deeply, fundamentally insecure? Everybody has insecurities, but is she so insecure that she's jealous even when I didn't do anything that would justify that level of jealousy? Number 2, verbal insults. You might say, well, that seems rather obvious. And on the one hand it does, but you'd be surprised how many men and women tolerate that in a relationship. If she insults you, end it instantaneously. Number 3, weird friends and bad behaviors in friends. If her friends have a bunch of bad habits, substance addictions, crazy behavior, unreasonably high levels of gossip and innuendo, these are signs you should walk away. Number 4, lying. Nobody's perfect, but how accurate is she with her speech? What does Jordan Peterson say? Speak the truth, or at least don't lie. If you're looking for a meaningful long-term relationship, you want to find the right girlfriend or wife, you have to ensure that there's a high level of integrity, congruence between her thoughts, words, and actions. So what you're screening for when it comes to a new business partner, a new high-quality male friend, or your girlfriend or wife is incongruencies. Does she say one thing, but she exhibits another? Does she say, oh, I'm really busy with my career. I'm really productive and I'm working a lot, but goes and parties every weekend? That's the types of incongruencies you want to look for. Next one, she enjoys the validation of other men a little bit too much. Everybody enjoys validation and attention. That's completely normal. But does she go out of her way to seek it? And I'm not here to dictate how people should live their lives, really not. You do you. But if she does enjoy the validation of most men a little bit too much, the probability that there'll be infidelity at some point down the line is a lot higher. Next one, judgment. Do you constantly feel judged by her? You know this look, like if you've experienced it, you know exactly what I mean. This look. If you constantly feel judged by her, you gotta walk away, because there are some women who will enter relationships with men and they don't actually like that person. Me and my ex-wife, it was very much like that. I felt constantly judged, so much so that I changed my opinions on how I view the world. I'd say, yeah, freedom of speech is not that important, it's okay. Yeah, right. You get what I'm saying? So we all do that because in relationships, we crave the affection of another person. We have a need for love and connection. And we realize that we feel most connected and in love when we agree, when we're on the same page. And the more there's friction, the more there's disagreement, the more the other party might withhold affection. So judgment is a big one. Next one, passive-aggressive behavior. If she's passive-aggressive a lot, big red flag. Next one, emotional outbursts towards you. Now, women who are in their feminine are allowed to be emotional, because the difference between masculine and feminine energy, or one of the hallmarks, is exactly that. When we're masculine, we almost suppress our emotions. We do what needs to be done regardless of how we feel. Or, as Tony Robbins says, the advanced level is, I will make myself feel like doing it. Even if I might not feel like it in the moment, I'll change my emotional reality so that it'll be easier for me to act in a productive manner. And I won't live out those emotions. I might have a disagreement with my manager at work, your employees, your business partners, but you'll do your best to communicate that in the most stoic fashion. You won't just live out these emotions. A woman who's in her feminine, she'll go with the natural flow of emotions. And the purpose of that is to make you feel alive. The purpose of feminine energy is to ground you in the reality of this very moment. Masculine energy, and we all have masculine and feminine energy in us, by the way. Masculine energy is forward-facing, planning, building, preparing, aggression, not towards people, but in the sense of moving forward towards a desired goal. Feminine energy is very much right here, right now. Yesterday doesn't matter, tomorrow doesn't matter. It's all about connection and experiences. And it's beautiful. So it's okay if she's a little bit like that. But if she has emotional outbursts towards you, that's an issue. So you basically want somebody who's emotionally stable. What you're ultimately looking for in a relationship is one of the most basic and fundamental and important qualification criteria when it comes to the selection of a girlfriend or wife, is somebody who's secure within herself, emotionally stable, and whose mental and emotional home is one of happiness. We all get into a state of negativity every now and then, but where does she live? What's her, mental and emotional home? Where does she live? Most of the time, by default, 9 out of 10 days. Happy, frustrated, upset, and angry. Important one. Controlling behavior. Does she try to change your behavior so that it fits her lifestyle? I don't want you to work so much. I don't want you to go to the gym so much. I don't want you to spend time with those people. Does she try to alter your behavior? And now, I've had a client in London who vapes and who got upset at the fact that his girlfriend got angry because he vaped. That's not her trying to control you. Yes, in a sense she is, but it's a proper win-win. Him stopping to vape, that aids his health. That's good for the both of them. So if she's encouraging you to live a healthier lifestyle, that's not her controlling you. Okay, that doesn't fall in the same category. Next one, guilt. Does she try to make you feel guilty? For example, you want to go on a business trip, or you want to go to the gym, or you want to have a night out with your male friends, and then she goes, "No, it's okay. You just leave me here at home. I'll just stay alone at home." She's trying to guilt trip you. Guilt can be incredibly powerful because we, as kind, caring, intelligent men, we respond to that. You can manipulate us easily with guilt, because one of the worst things for us is to see a mother cry. It's to see women cry. And so from that perspective, we naturally will do almost anything we can to avoid that, even if it means not communicating our own needs, even if it means not saying what's true. Dogs in the dog park. Even if it means not expressing ourselves authentically. Now the problem is that, as my uncle calls it, a foul compromise. You have to communicate what you want. And you should do what you do in a relationship for her and for you because you feel like doing it. In spirituality, there's this idea, you only ever come from a place of inspiration or desperation. Are you doing what you're doing because it comes from an inspired place, or does it come from a place of negativity? And one of those examples could be guilt. Second last one. Does she often misinterpret what you say in a negative way? And it ties into the last one, which is easily offended. If she doesn't know how you meant something, does she assume positive intent? It's very important, because nothing in and of itself is offensive. I can make a joke and some people will laugh about it and find it super funny. Some people will get offended. Any joke you make, some people are going to get offended by. Jack Kornfield says, every opinion you have, to that there is another. So it's not the joke in and of itself. It's not the thing you say, but how the other person interprets it. You can never make anybody feel anything just through the use of your words. Yeah, there are certain probabilities. If 95% of society were to consider something inappropriate within a given context, then you can call that objectively inappropriate, even though there are some people who wouldn't. So if she doesn't know how you meant something, does she assume positive intent? These are 12 red flags that you have to look for. If you ignore these, you'll end up in pain. But if you screen for those and you make sure that she doesn't have any, or the littlest amount of them, and she's secure within herself, she's happy, she's encouraging, and then she has your individual qualification criteria, the probability that you'll be able to stay together for a long time and happy is a lot higher.